that the producers, far left-wing activists in Hollywood, are turning on her, and Disney has canceled all of Rachel Zegler's appearances on their media platforms. Kind of tough.
And there is no resolution in sight for the Walt Disney Company when it comes to Snow White 2025 at the box office. This is exactly why Bob Iger, the Disney CEO, is in pure panic mode over not just the Rachel Zegler backlash, but the entire backlash surrounding this movie in general.
After months, yes, months, of chaos, drama, and brutal online backlash that seemed to never let up, Disney has finally dropped a bombshell. They're rebooting Snow White again. That's right. The very same film that was meant to be Rachel Zegler's grand moment in the spotlight is being tossed aside like yesterday's news. At a private media event, hush hush, invite only, Disney execs tried to spin the decision as a course correction. But let's be real, this isn't just a creative decision. This is damage control. The original Rachel Zegler version was that much of a disaster.
And just how once trusted critics that shilled for the Disney Company all the time, even they are beginning to turn their back against them. That's how bad this movie truly is. Even if you look at the IMDb rating score, that's when you really know how terrible this movie is and how it really hit rock bottom.
This new version, they say, will be a tribute to the classic storytelling that first made Disney a household name. Yep. They're going back to the basics, magic, music, and all. It's like they're trying to scrub the Zegler version out of existence. The first remake, which pitched itself as a bold feminist update to the 1937 classic, instantly raised eyebrows. Rachel Zegler became the face of this woke reinvention, and the internet was not having it.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
From the moment Zegler went viral for calling the prince irrelevant and the romance awkward, the knives were out. Fans were furious. Nostalgia is sacred, and Rachel's comments, they felt like a slap in the face to Disney's legacy. It was supposed to be empowering, but to many, it felt dismissive. The criticism exploded, and Rachel's words were dissected, memed, and reposted across every social media platform imaginable.
After one hell of a PR tour, Disney's live-action Snow White is finally, I know, you were wondering.
Inside Disney, execs were blindsided. They didn't see it coming. Test audiences weren't thrilled, but no one expected the trailer to trigger such a meltdown online. The minute it dropped, the backlash hit like a tidal wave. It wasn't just a flop, it became personal for fans who grew up with the magic of Snow White.
That despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them,
she's a good actress.
that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Wow. The ego on this girl is ridiculous.
Wow.
Hashtags condemning the film's direction dominated Twitter and TikTok for weeks. Disney's PR team scrambled behind the scenes trying to control the narrative, but it was too late. The damage was done, and now they're running full speed into a reboot just 2 years later.
And you have parents looking at Disney being like, what are you doing, guys? Like, this is supposed to be a place where magic happens, and all you're doing is indoctrinating kids, and you're having this person be the poster child of the Democratic Party.
No casting announcements yet, but Disney's made one thing crystal clear. They're going back to the emotional core, the old school magic, the dreamy romantic fairy tale vibes. Beloved characters will return, musical numbers will be front and center. The whimsical world that once captured hearts worldwide, it's coming back. The urgency is real. They know they've got one last shot to fix this mess before Snow White's legacy is lost forever.
Look no further than what Disney is doing with their woke, DEI, feminist agenda.
Let's not forget, Disney's been getting dragged for its wave of live-action remakes. Critically, financially, it's been hit after hit, and not the good kind. With Snow White's crown hanging by a thread, Disney's execs are praying this new version can revive a franchise on life support.
Tell me if this is attractive to you. Like, does this, imagine you invested into her being the face of the movie, and she's the main character, and she's trying to promote the movie. Would this make you want to go watch the movie when she's starring in it and she's the main character?
Producers are promising respectful updates, not radical reinventions. We're not fixing what isn't broken, one insider reportedly said. And fans are clinging to that line like it's gospel. After the chaotic last attempt, Disney has to prove they still know how to tell a fairy tale right. Casting rumors are flying, but so far, Disney's keeping lips sealed.
destroyed hundreds of millions of dollars worth of IP for Disney, but she also has destroyed her career and the careers of anybody who worked on the movie.
Leaked documents earlier this year showed just how messy things got during the Zegler film's rollout. Marketing said one thing, PR said another, creative was completely out of sync. The result, a confused, chaotic campaign that left audiences scratching their heads. And poor Rachel, she became the lightning rod for it all.
The producers, far left-wing activists in Hollywood, are turning on her, and Disney has canceled all of Rachel Zegler's appearances on their media platforms. Kind of tough.
Now, with a new Snow White in the works, Disney is tightening the reins big time. Every step of this reboot is under a microscope. Why? Because the previous merch flopped hard. Retailers had to slash prices just weeks after launch. Snow White dolls, costumes, t-shirts left collecting dust on store shelves.
We'll still offend the dwarves, but we'll CGI dwarves. So we'll guarantee no employment for little people while getting rid of this other component that warranted CGI. It was the worst decision they could possibly make.
Reports from inside Disney's own consumer division confirm the nightmare. Millions of dollars in unsold inventory. The financial blow was staggering, and execs know this new version cannot flop. Not with so much at stake. That's why a completely new creative team has been brought in to lead the reboot.
You could look at the fact that she has been sabotaging this film for years at this point, all in this sort of pursuit of entitlement.
According to early whispers, the new screenwriter is known for crafting tear-jerking character arcs. The rumored director has experience with both animated and live-action films and knows how to create international box office gold. Disney wants heart, depth, resonance. They want us to feel again.
Every way that Disney changed the story, it changed it for the worse.
And yes, fans, breathe easy. The forest animals are coming back. But this time, with cutting-edge animation that combines CGI and real-world textures, the dwarfs too will return in a thoughtful way. No more erasing them or trying to reinvent them into something unrecognizable. Even the iconic songs like Someday My Prince Will Come and Hi-Ho are being restored, alongside new tunes that Disney swears will live up to the legacy.
It's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about
she's gonna die.
true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
One of the most emotional changes? Disney is pulling in legacy animators and consultants who worked on their Renaissance-era princess movies. These are the very people who helped define Disney's golden age. Now, they're being asked to help recapture the tone, pacing, and emotional magic the last version lacked. The early press release even struck a surprisingly humble tone. No name-calling, no finger-pointing. But the message was clear. We messed up. Now we're fixing it.
Disney responded by scaling back the premiere. I don't know that anyone really showed up to the premiere. The Rotten Tomatoes reviews are looking pretty bad, and they did, it seems like they tried to tweak a few things, but this movie is bad.
We recognize the importance of honoring the stories that helped build Disney into what it is today, the statement read. This new chapter of Snow White is rooted in that appreciation. Translation, we heard you. We're trying again. As for Rachel Zegler, silence. She's gone radio silent since the announcement. No tweets, no statements, nothing. And that silence, it's deafening. Rachel Zegler, once hailed as the breakout darling from West Side Story, is now watching everything slip away in real time. Her dream role, erased, her voice, muted, her name, now linked to one of the biggest flops in Disney history. Sources close to the production say Zegler's absence from the reboot is no accident. Disney wants a clean slate, no controversy, no distractions. They want the spotlight back on the story, not the scandal. Whether Rachel will eventually break her silence is still unknown, but one thing's clear, she's been officially cut from the narrative. And fans? They've noticed. Online forums and fan pages are buzzing with reactions. Some say it's the right move. Others are sad it had to come to this. But the dominant emotion? Hope. Hope that Disney finally learned their lesson. Please just bring the magic back, one fan posted. I want to cry during the songs again. I want to feel something. That sentiment is being echoed across TikTok, Reddit, and even fan-made tribute pages. People are cautiously optimistic that this new direction might just bring back the wonder that was lost. Disney's banking on that hope. They need it to work, because this isn't just about Snow White anymore. It's about restoring faith in the Disney name itself. Pre-production is set to begin in late 2025. Theatrical release, spring 2027. And Disney is pulling out all the stops. They're planning a massive promotional lead-up, complete with teaser posters, There's breathtaking soundtrack previews and behind-the-scenes documentaries. And don't forget, this is the fairy tale that started it all. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs wasn't just a movie. It was the first Disney animated feature, the crown jewel of Walt's vision. So when that legacy was nearly tarnished by a modern misfire, it wasn't just a PR issue. It was a crisis of identity. Disney has to get this right, because if they mess it up again, the consequences won't just be financial, they'll be generational. Insiders say the new team is obsessively focused on every detail: lighting, costume design, casting, and especially music. Emotional consistency is the top priority. Everything is being checked, double-checked, and reviewed by multiple departments. Why? Because Disney knows no amount of glossy visuals can cover for a story that doesn't feel real. It has to hit people in the heart. Even Disney's biggest critics, yes, even the ones who've been dragging the studio for every remake since Aladdin, are saying if there's any story that can restore the magic, it's this one. It's about proving that Disney can evolve without losing what made it special in the first place. So what happens now? Well, Rachel Zegler may be out of the frame, but her shadow still lingers. Every move Disney makes is being watched, analyzed, judged. Will they cast a safe new face, or will they risk another unknown? Will the new songs capture the same magic, or fall flat again? Will this reboot finally feel like a return home? Only time will tell. But one thing's certain, Disney knows the world is watching. In the meantime, fans are holding on to cautious excitement. Some are already dreaming of who might play the next Snow White. Others are begging Disney to bring back traditional animation entirely. There's even talk of reviving the Disney Princess lineup with more nostalgia-driven marketing. All eyes are on the Mouse House. This reboot is more than a film. It's a referendum on the future of storytelling itself, and Disney knows if they fumble this, there might not be a third chance.